What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Broadhead review with Chase Cook Outdoors. Today I have the Gravedigger from Bloodsport. This is a mechanical style broadhead. This is the 100 grain option that I have right here. And looking at these, there's two options available. There's a chisel tip, which is the one that I have here. There's also more of a cut on contact style head that you can get where you just have the fixed blade right up at the front. So it's going to start cutting right away. Did the spin test. This thing spun really good. I weighed it, coming in, I think 101.6 grains or right around there, so pretty dang close to 100. Now this is going to be a good option for people that want the benefits of a fixed blade where you're going to get guaranteed cut when it hits the animal, but you also want the cutting diameter of a hybrid broadhead. So that's, if you want the best of both worlds, this would be that's type of broadhead that you're going to want to look at, because you have your chisel tip on there, but then you have your 1-inch cut blades that are fixed, so those never close. So you're guaranteed at least that much when this hits the animal. But then you have the mechanical blades that fold out that are an over the top design that give you 1.75 inches of cutting. So that gives you 2.75 inches total of cutting surface. That's a lot. So you're going to get a big cut when this thing goes to the animal. But like I said, if you're one of those people that might be a little bit skeptic that maybe a mechanical might not work or it might fail on you, you're at least getting that 1-inch cut diameter. So kind of the best of both worlds in that sense. Now, the only thing about this head that concerns me a little bit is, so you notice see how those blades just literally just fall right open? I tightened these down just a minute ago to where I actually had to grab the blade and fold it open. And the way that these blades are held in place is a little bit different. They don't use any sort of O-ring or rubber band down here at the bottom. So you have your 7075 aluminum ferrule. Instead, what they use is a little set screw down at the bottom that you actually go in and manually tighten, and you set it to where it has the amount of tension that you're going to want on the blades. So the only thing for me that's a little bit confusing is I was like, well, I don't know how much tension they should use. So literally I would just tighten these down and then kind of grab one of the blades and just kind of barely pull on it to make sure that to where I felt there was enough tension on that blade that it wasn't going to open in flight, but it was going to open when it hit an animal. So kind of left me guessing on that aspect. And I understand why they did it, just so you don't have to have the O-ring on there. But so that was a little bit confusing to me. And the other thing that I noticed is after I tighten these, once you open these blades and they deploy, you have to go back in and then tighten that set screw again. At least that's what I had to do. So if you were hunting with these, I would just caution you, if you're showing your buddies or somebody, you're showing the broadhead that you're going to be shooting, don't open these blades unless you have the Allen ready to go so you can tighten down that set screw and make sure it stays there. Another thing you could do maybe is maybe put some string wax on there. That'll help that set screw stay in place a little bit better, but just something to be mindful of if you're shooting this broadhead. But aside from that, it's a bitchin' looking broadhead. There's no doubt in my mind this thing, as long as those mechanical blades open up, you're going to get a really big cut on, or a really big entrance wound or exit hole as well. However, it's a pretty big head, so it's pretty long. And the only other thing you got to consider is penetration. If you're shooting lower poundages, shorter draw length, you're not getting as much speed out of the bow. You would want to be mindful that you do get a lot of cutting surface, but obviously with that much cutting surface, that is going to minimize the penetration that you're going to get on animals. So for me personally, I'm shooting an arrow that's about 425 grains, roughly about 275 feet per second. So I would feel okay shooting one of these at an elk or a deer. But if I was shooting slower speeds than that, then it might not be the best option just because you have so much contact or so much cutting surface. But I want to see how these fly. Being that you have the 1-inch fixed blade and the mechanical blades all there, I want to take a shot at one of these. I'm going to shoot it at 50 yards. Just want to see how it flies. I'll shoot it through a piece of plywood. And yeah, let's go out there, take a look, and see how this puppy does. All right, Bloodsport Gravedigger chisel tip, 100 grain. First shot at 46 yards. All right, so you guys just saw it. That was just under 50 yards with the Gravedigger from Bloodsport. Again, this is the chisel tip, 100 grains. Flew pretty good. It was a little right, but the other broadheads that I've been shooting today out of my bow all missed right as well. So for me, that's just a tuning issue. Minor adjustment. I can get these to fly really good with my field tips.
You guys saw it went through that 1/2 inch sheet of plywood. There is 0 damage to the tip on this. It's still plenty sharp. The 1-inch blade is still intact. There is no damage to those that I am seeing whatsoever. And then the mechanical blades, keep in mind with mechanical blades, there's no damage to them after going through that plywood, but you have to remember that these blades are designed to really open up basically as they're pretty much inside the animal. Because it's an over-the-top design, you're not going to get that big entry wound cut. That's why I like that 1-inch blade, so you at least get a cut going in. These mechanical blades are going to open up basically once they've already gone into the animal. So you have fresh, nice sharp blades inside the animal, so super sharp for cutting, and hopefully you get a complete pass through so that you get these mechanical blades giving you a nice exit hole and you get that good blood trail. But overall, if you've been looking at these, thinking about shooting them, I got no complaints. It's not gonna be the broadhead that I'm gonna shoot in Idaho because they don't allow mechanical broadheads. But aside from that, though, if you're looking at them thinking about getting any, I don't have any complaints with them. I think they would do a great job. I'm curious though, if you've shot these, what was your experience? Did you like them? You know, do you have the other cut-on contact style? Do you like them? Do you not like them? You know, leave your feedback, your comments, tell us what you think. But if you like this broadhead review and you want to see more like it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. That way every time I release a video, you'll be notified of the latest and greatest that I'm putting out. I'm Chase, and we'll see you on the mountain.